So this is actually a good time for me to do two things. I haven't made a video in a minute for YouTube, so I'm gonna actually record this and throw it up on YouTube, and I'm also gonna probably put it on some of my other social media platforms. But I want to talk about a post that the comedian Jess made, and she made a post. I think it was on Instagram, basically talking about how business owners, but primarily black business owners, do not support. I guess paying it forward, I guess maybe a way to put what she was trying to say. She basically said that whenever someone asks a black business owner a question about how they made it or how they accomplished what they accomplished, that basically they get the runaround. They don't get a direct answer. So I think the example she used is someone will say something to the effect of, how'd you start your whatever business? And then the person will say something like, a lot of hard work, a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of dedication. And she said, then they'll, kind of basically being a little bit elusive. And, she's right. That does happen. But a couple of the things is itching my ass is that she is saying that only black business owners do that. And I know for a fact that it's not only black business owners that do that. A lot of business owners in general don't want to get into a detailed, over elaborate conversation about their business model just because you randomly decided today was a good day for you to ask about it. The thing about it is I'm a photographer, do amateur powerlifting on a very amateur scale. And what else do I do? I also do business consultations, right? For people trying to grow their business through social media marketing and also through strategic photography and video implementation, right? So I don't mind talking to people who are respectful and courteous about some things that they can do in order to grow their business or attempt to find out more information about something that, a direction that they may be trying to go. But I get inboxes and DMs on a consistent basis where people who don't even know me on social media will just run up in my inbox and be like, hey, how I become a photographer? I'm like, how I become a model. Not, hey, how you doing? And greetings, how you doing today? My name is XYZ. It's really just, I'm going to just run up on you and I'm just going to ask you to provide me with the information that you have, the information that you stayed up late at night, arguing with your husband or your wife, going to college, going to technical school, reading manuals, Googling, going and, getting rejected for business loans, doing all the things that I did, all the things that I've done to become whatever it is that I'm trying to accomplish and become. I'm just going to just pour all of that into you just because you randomly decided that today standing outside or today in my social media, my inbox was a day that you needed to know, whatever the information is you need to know. It don't work that way. It doesn't work that way. You don't have any idea the pain and suffering that I've had to go through and endure to be able to grow my business, my little business, to the point that I've gotten it going where I'm consistently generating income on a consistent basis. It took effort. It took time. It took me losing relationships. It took me struggling with in other areas and falling short on a bunch of different areas to get to what I'm trying to accomplish. And just because you asked me, I'm supposed to just stop doing everything that I'm doing and just, oh, well, this is what you need to do. So the first thing you need to do is you need to go purchase your camera. But before you can purchase your camera, you need to know what kind of information, what kind of camera and stuff you're going to shoot. Are you shooting fashion? Are you shooting beauty? Are you shooting this? Are you shooting that? Look, I teach workshops. I teach workshops overseas. I will take you to the Bahamas and have you some fresh red snapper sitting next to the ocean with the sun beaming down on you, and I will talk you through everything that I've done to get to the point of where I'm at. But just because you ask and demand some kind of information from me doesn't mean that I'm supposed to pour my life story into you. It doesn't work that way. So typically what I do, because I don't want to be rude to my clients or any potential clients, or I don't ever want to ruin any potential business, if someone I don't know asks me something like just vague in general, they'll say, Hey, what's the best camera I should get? Well, that's lazy. I can't tell you what the best camera can get. You should go do your Google research and figure out what you're even trying to shoot. So what I'll do, just to be cordial, because you never know who your next customer will be, is I'll do something to the effect, I'll say, well, you want to pick your camera based on whatever your project is. So I answered your question, and yes, I gave you one of them vague, just hilarious answers, but at the same time, I actually didn't. I actually gave you some information. The best camera for you to use is the camera that's actually directly impacts whatever you're trying to achieve. You know what I'm saying? And somebody asked me, well, what camera do you use? I use a Canon 5D Mark IV. I'll tell you that. Now, I'm not going to sit here and break down for you why I use the Canon Mark IV over, the new mirrorless camera, or why I went in the direction that I went in. I went in that direction, honestly, because that's what works best for me. And also, I know that that's what works best for me because I put the time and effort into trying to figure out what I need to do. One of the biggest things that I'm going to close this video out on, one of the biggest things that I'm so sick and tired of is I'm tired of seeing every time a person of color does not respond or do something in the way that somebody else thinks they should do it, it turns into a situation of black people don't stick together, black people ain't helping each other. That's not true. That's not true. I will absolutely help you. But sometimes me helping you is me giving you a discount. Sometimes me helping you is I'm all booked up, but I make space for you for one more, booking. So helping you ain't always me just handing you something. Helping you, let me rephrase that. Helping you isn't always me just handing you something. Sometimes me helping you is me giving you the information that you need, and I can actually take care of my children and feed my daughter, pay my child support, and do the things I got to do because you were respectful enough of the hard work and effort I put into this to understand that compensation will actually help us get to where we both are trying to go. You can't think that just a handout is supposed to be help. It's not. If I sit down here and put my blueprint on the table for you, what the hell did I put all the work and effort and time into to accomplish what I'm trying to accomplish? And I know how to give back to, society and to my community without having to give, stuff away for quote unquote free. I can do work for the Wounded Warriors Project. I'm a veteran. I can give time for them. I can say I'm going to do 10 hours a year for them. I'm going to just go give some free time to them. I can go give free time to homeless shelters by, shooting their campaigns and doing whatever. Giving back to my community don't always mean I got to sit down and iron my blueprint out for you. So anyway, that's just my perspective. Thank y'all for listening, and continue to support. Stay tuned because the Bahamas trip is coming right back up and the work is going to be dope, man. Y'all check it out.